Following The Witcher's timeline in chronological order wasn't the easiest when it came to the Netflix adaptation. What seemed like moments could have very well been decades. And with the two main characters appearing ageless, I think talking about how old they actually are could be fun. The book's author, Andrzej Sapkowski, just straight up has Yennefer reveal her actual age and year of birth, but decided to keep an air of mystery behind Geralt. They both maintain a youthful appearance and an extended lifespan through different means, however. Little changes here and there are made to the story depending on which medium you're taking the lore from. It's usually best to stick with the original work, so the books, since it's from the words of the creator himself, but I am more familiar with the games. Side note, I only recently found out the developers at CD Projekt Red are also based in Poland like the author. That seamless connection makes so much more sense now. But anyways, at the start of the first book, Yen is in 94. The story takes place in the imaginary year 1267, when Centra is invaded by the Nilfgaardian Empire. Yen is born in 1173. While training to become a sorceress, what many would consider to be physical defects, like her hunchback, is altered with magic to make her as appealing as possible, along with all the other girls. If their purpose is to become advisors to kings and powerful people of influence, they will need to be as persuasive as possible so their plots can go according with the sorcerer's agenda. But this wasn't the procedure that made Yen eternally youthful inside and out. An extremely poisonous plant is the thing that's responsible. It's written to seem so dangerous that approaching it carelessly can lead to your death. A character named Grandmaster Ortolan was successfully able to include this deadly ingredient in an elixir that maintains longevity from the moment you drink it. This doesn't make you immortal, even though you will no longer age. Grandmaster Ortolan himself drank the Mandrake elixir and eventually died. He was already a man in his later years of life when inventing this revolutionary potion. It stopped all natural deterioration, but couldn't reverse his age. He believed his fellow magic users were advancing humanity with his elixir, like they promised, but instead they hoarded it all for themselves and let the rest of the world continue aging. Yen and the rest of the sorcerers take it during their prime, so like their 20s. The men wait a little later, probably to appear more wise. So theoretically, they can go on living forever if they avoid accidents and attempts on their life. Geralt's case is very different. While the games try to portray him as only a year younger than Yen, Geralt has actually never revealed his age to any other character for good reason. While trying to find any hints on his age, I found this interview with the author saying no one would hire an old man over 50 to handle their troubles, even if they do appear young, so Geralt keeps it to himself, as well as Andrzej Sapkowski. But he does decide to reveal that he is older than 50. All Witchers experience delayed aging thanks to the dangerous mutagen experiments they underwent as children, where 7 in 10 boys die in hopes to create powerful killers. Their bodies become enhanced, and their reflexes sharply improved. They're resistant to many things that would harm regular people. There's also the iconic eyes that allow them to see in the dark. The few who survive the painful trials, called the Trial of Grasses, have their lifespan significantly extended. The aging process is only slowed down here, not eternally frozen like the sorcerers. We don't know exactly how much it is slowed, since all Witchers die on the job. It's said that not a single Witcher has lived out his days and died peacefully in his own bed. But if you look to Vesemir, Geralt's mentor and father figure, it's clear they can live several times longer than a normal human who hasn't gone through the trials. But again, Vesemir, or the author, never states his age. He has signs of aging that no other Witcher we see have, so believing him to be roughly 200 years old would be a safe bet. At the start of the story, Geralt's age is likely somewhere between the range of 50 and 100 years old. What a strange existence it would be not knowing your life expectancy. And Geralt is even more of a unique case, since he underwent additional experiments because of how well he excelled during the Trial of the Grasses. No one has survived what he went through, and his white hair is the side effect of it. Geralt's aging process could be even slower than Vesemir's. Living for a couple centuries isn't all that impressive in this world though. This story is as fantastical as fantasy gets. Geralt and Yen are just some teens going through puppy love compared to some other characters. Elves can live for a few hundred years, which kind of compensates for their low fertility rate. Not only do they have trouble reproducing, but elves can only mate in their younger years. Dragons take it even further. The oldest that has ever lived was a dragon called Okvist, who was considered ancient. He supposedly lived for more than 1 million years. There's also vampires, but without a notable impact on the story. We'll unlikely ever know if they're the immortal variant we see throughout many fictional works. Going back to Geralt and Yen, the story is only beginning for them. If the Netflix adaptation will be entering game territory, we'll see all these characters progress in age even further, which will be more beneficial for series character development than the already matured rest of the cast. I don't know how much production on the second season was delayed because of COVID, but it seems like the target date is still sometime in 2021. I'll probably keep sporadically bringing out these videos until then, if you guys are into it. So I'll see y'all whenever the next one will be. Thanks for watching.